Well, afternoon, boys and girls, hope you're well. Well, in my quest to make these prawn pots, I need to form entrances. What I've decided to do is make up a concrete moulding on the outside and then make the moulded entrance inside it. That's the best way I can think of so far. Well, that's easy with a diagram. Basically, this is the edge of the plastic crate with the vents in the side, and obviously I'm going to make a bit of concrete, sort of square shaped, and then I'm going to mould the entrance inside of that. So that sort of shape, that's a solid lump, but if you look from the end, look, a round hole moulded in the concrete. That was someone who actually was watching the video suggested doing that, and I thought that was a blinking good idea. So what I can do, I can mould this like concrete brick as such, and obviously that'll have the entrance inside it, and I'll put some plastic mesh in there. I've got some square mesh, 10mm mesh, and I'll slide that in the end, one to get the height, because I don't want that right low here, because then the prawns can jump out again. Put it in there and obviously I'll jump and go to the bottom. And also with a mesh, that'll stop whelks from climbing up. Because if this is all smooth inside, you'll get whelks coming in here. They'll crawl up like slugs and just fall in as well, so that'll fill up with whelks instead of prawns. I don't want that. But whelks won't walk on the mesh, so that should hopefully stop it. They'll got the concrete, slide up it like a slug, but they won't go on the mesh, so hopefully that'll stop it. Obviously when I mould this concrete, normally you put steel in it to stop it from breaking up and that sort of thing, but because it's a small mould and I can't really do that. But thanks to another person who watched the video about me making these pots, he suggested using the fibres, cement fibres. Well, I just got a bag come the other day, and if you look at them, that's just basically fiberglass hair. So it's actually made from fiberglass, like fiberglass, but I think it's polypropylene. So basically, in reality, that's chopped up rope. So what you do is you mix that in with the cement, and if it do get hit and knocked, yeah, that can crack in places, but it wouldn't fall apart because these fibres will hold it back together. I didn't even know they existed, obviously, because I'm not into cement and that sort of thing, but that just proves there's a lot of knowledge out there, and thankfully someone watched my video and said about using them fibres. I'd never known about them. Just made my life a lot easier. Thanks very much, guys. Well, obviously that's a bottom tub, or I'm using top and bottoms, but obviously I've got to mould the concrete ends, so obviously I've got to make a mould to do it. Well, as I wanted a tapered end, I bought, for some unknown reason, there was some of these end pieces for polypot prawn pots on eBay a few years ago, and I think I bought 9 of them for about £9, so they didn't cost a lot, but that was just curiosity, because you know what fishing like, you buy junk and crap all the time. But I got them, so I know what size hole I should use, and obviously that's the right taper, so I know that's right. So I'll be mad not to take the moulding off there to make the pots, won't I? To make the entrances. Because that's a proper formed entrance. The taper's right, the hole size is perfect. They're manufactured purely to catch prawns, so I've got to be mad not to use that. Well, obviously to take a mould of that, I need to cover that in something so it doesn't stick. Well, eventually I might make them out of fiberglass, but at the minute, that's just trial and error. So what I'm going to do is get some trusty cling film. Actually, some of that cling film you get nowadays is do good and stuff, and it's absolute poop. Well, as I'm trying to wrap it around there, it's been a nightmare, so I'm going to do that off camera. Well, this has been a bit of a nightmare. What I've done in the end, I use all the cling film, is I wrap the cling film completely over in the end. And now, just got some tape, and wrapping that round. Then that's pulling it tight into a cone. And all the bits what are puffy, obviously getting pushed down by the, or held down by the tape. Look at that. Look like I'm cooking on gas air, boys and girls. Well, that's now all covered in tape and cling film, so I can now take a mould into that. I thought several different ways how I could do it, but then I thought back to being a kid. What did we do as a kid? Paper mache. How can you go wrong? I wish I had some wallpaper paste, but I ain't. So I'm having to go to old school paper mache with flour and water. But that doesn't matter. All it is going to be a rough former that'll probably fiberglass over or something to make a proper mould. But this is just so I can get it right and get the angles right, because obviously that's got to go like that in it, in the edge. So the cone will go like there. So one out of cardboard, what I'm now going to make one out of paper mache. I can easily just take it off there and cut it and glue it and stick it, and that'll be easy peasy, won't it? If you try and do it with fiberglass, you got to get a grinder out, cut this, cut that, messy old bloody stuff. So paper mache is the answer. Well, I don't know if you're aware, boys and girls, but that white paper you wrap dressed crabs and fish in that wet fish shops, all that is unprinted newspaper. That's blank newspaper. And I've got a pack here, but I ordered the wrong size, so I got A3. Well, A3 ain't really big enough, is it? I really want like A2, but I got A3 by mistake last year, because that ain't really big enough to wrap any fish up or nothing, is it? That's tiny old stuff. But what it is good for is paper mache, because I got all the perks of newspaper to make that mould without one of the negatives of getting fingers covered in dirty black ink. Not that you get many newspapers anymore, but this is a nice big pad of A3 paper. So I'm now going to make a mould with paper mache on the end of that, sorted. I really can't believe I'm actually making paper mache. As a 44-year-old adult, I'm making paper mache. Never thought I'd do it, but there you go. That does have some uses. So I'm sure you'll ask your kids or your missus and they'll tell you how to do it, but I ain't made any in donkey's years, so I'm going to put 2 spoonsful of flour in there. That's looking a bit too much, say 1.5, something like that. And obviously I'm going to need some water. So let's try this. That might be horrendous. I can't believe I'm making bloody paper mache. That look alright, doesn't it? I got to admit, I did research it a little while ago, and some recipes are well complicated. They mix the flour and water together, and they add sugar, and they boil it, and this and that. But I think they're making stuff for kids and that sort of thing. Well, I'm making crab pot entrance or prawn pot entrances. So, oh, spilt it. A bit heavy-handed there, but yeah. That look alright to me. No expert, but there you go. I still can't get my head around what I'm doing. I can remember just about as a kid, we used to tear it in strips, didn't we? So I got a couple of sheets torn in strips. I got my paste made from flour. Let's see if we can start to do it. I don't know. We've got to fold it around here. I don't know. I'm going to have to make smaller bits. Let's see how it goes. Look at that, I'm cooking with gas. I didn't want to go. One thing I've noticed, when you paint it, to keep it flat, you got to go with the angle of the paper. It's like that. You can't go up or down, it's got to be straight. So I can't believe I'm doing this. This might be Beanie's fish and not Mr. Bloody Tumble or whatever whatever colourful weirdo they got about at the minute. Let's do some more, look at that. I can't believe I'm doing this. I think I tore these a bit thick. I think we better do a circle now, go around the whole lot. Cool, if my mates or anyone ask me what I've done on a Friday night, and I say paper mache, I think I'm mad. I did go up the pub last night, so I made up the drinking last night. Look at that. We're cooking with gas now. I'll keep on doing this. Now I've got to go, and that's like cooking on gas. I'm still in two minds whether I'm going to dare post this. Gonna get some abuse for this, ain't I? Lads and mates and fishermen are going to take the pee. But that is simple, that does do the job, doesn't it? Look at that. I've missed a trick really, haven't I? I've got an 8-year-old niece. If I'd have given her a bag of sweets, she'd have done this for me. But yeah, that's worth going to college for 4 years. Getting my ONC and HNC in engineering. To make it look like I'm making a volcano. There you go. These things got to be done. Needs must. But that was the simplest idea I could think of, making a cone, letting it dry, and I can cut it with a pair of scissors and get it to the shape I want. Look at that. I think when they dug my head out, they took too much out, I think. Isn't normal, is it? But there you go. I'll carry on a bit longer. Well, there he is. My Blue Peter volcano is all done and dusted. Just give it another coat. I never thought I'd be doing this. And I'm in two minds whether to bother posting this or not. Because I'm going to get some abuse, ain't I? Making bloody paper mache. People think I'm bleeding daft. But there you go. Needs must. That's the easy way I know to make a cone and make a former. I can cut with a pair of scissors and get right. Well, that's that, boys and girls. I'm going to leave that to dry all night, and hopefully I'll have a nice entrance cone I can cut and maul about and design to fit on the side of them trays. Bit different, I'm sure it's nothing what you expected, but it is what it is. I'm going to leave that to dry, have a cup of tea, brush my teeth and go to bed. Alright, catch you later, boys and girls. Have fun. Bye.